Is the 16 that gets away first, and
young Daniel Jenkins.
Dan Jenkins on the little 125. Now this will be interesting because I watched a race not so very long ago in Timaru with Dan Jenkins on this 125, and he absolutely monstered bikes that were twice the cubic capacity of his bike. So this will be good.
Yeah, he's also in the 125 GP class as well, and he's normally the first of the two-strokes home behind the Moto3 bike. So, he's definitely one to watch. And two-stroke, good stuff here from Dan Jenkins, the young boy from Christchurch. He's on the RS 125, and if you closed your eyes and listened, you could think it's 1994 out there, Phil. It's brilliant to have two-stroke racing, all in a class of its own here at MotoFest.
Yeah, we mentioned it before, didn't we? The sights, the sounds, the smells of two-stroke racing takes a lot of beating. Great start there from Kev Goddard as well, and Terran Ocean and Mark Robinson on the front row. Mike Perro's got a little bit of work to do on that really neat little 250 in the Marlboro Yamaha colours of the likes of Kenny Roberts and Wayne Rainey and co. And he loves that bike. I know he races it whenever he can. As I mentioned before, a whole generation of people wouldn't know that that man on the number 8 was a multi-time New Zealand motorcycle road racing champion along with his brother. They know him as a pilot, they know him as a real estate broker, they know him as a mortgage broker, they know him as the man that does the ads on his Triumph when he rides around New Zealand, but they don't know that he's got some real skills on two wheels.
Absolutely multiple New Zealand champion, and he's already up into third place in this Grand Prix class as well. So I think we'll see it's the 148 of Kev Goddard. He's right up there as well. You got the 16 of Dan Jenkins on the RS 125, and then Mike Perro in there. You can see the Marlboro Yamaha colours there. He's in third place there on the beautiful TZ250, but it is Kev Goddard out in front, and that's actually Mark Robinson now up into second. Mike Perro, Neil Slater's up there as well, Terran Ocean, and Dan Jenkins now slots into sixth place. So this is absolutely brilliant, just the sound of it, and they just get a 4-lap sprint race. So already 1 down, 3 to go as we listen to the two-stroke screaming down the back straight, and that is brilliant to see Kev Goddard on that awesome little 250 there into turn 2, the Foster's Construction right-hander. But look at them, not much in that top group of 6 there at the moment.
No, not at all. And we talked with Simon Crayford before about the vagaries of the two-stroke machine. I mean, these guys will have one hand on the clutch just in case the engine nips up. That was certainly the heritage of these machines. When they were stressed to their absolute limit, when they were the only bike that was around. You didn't have 4-strokes back in the day. Well, they certainly weren't competitive. And it is Kevin Goddard, I should say, on the Race Supplies TZ Yamaha out in the front.
Yeah, heading down. I just see the iconic rocket in the background next to the high Paul hairpin, and it is Kev Goddard in there with Mark Robinson on that awesome commentator's dream, the bright red bike in there as well. Heading down into the Porsche Dipper, and gee, these things would be a handful coming out of the Porsche Dipper. If you get on the gas too early and come off the power band, you'd certainly know about it. So all about some talented racecraft involved when you're dicing with other people on these two-stroke GP bikes.
Yeah, it'd be a quick fan of the clutch, wouldn't it? A couple of times probably coming out of that dipper trying to get it up on the power, up on the pipe, as the expression was back in the day. We haven't mentioned the rocket too much. I could tell you so much about that rocket. I was lucky enough to be invited into it the last time we were here at Hampton Downs. It's amazing, 4 stories high. Brilliant place to watch racing from. Really, really good. Alan Sutton, the man that owns it, builds it. He's a character in his very own right as the front runners cross the stripe once again. Goddard leads it. Robinson, Ocean, Slater, Jenkins, Mike Perro in 6th place now. Then it's Wayne Anstis, Mark de Jong and Brodie Jones. The order as they go through.
Yeah, I noticed Mike Perro, he's just settling into a rhythm. I wonder if he got a good start and just a bit of a rush of blood to the head and just realised probably not in my early 20s anymore. I better just settle down and let these young boys go for it. But yeah, no, great to have Mike Perro. Yeah, a lot of people, like you say, don't realise this guy is a New Zealand motorcycling legend and multiple champion, and he's mixed it overseas as well with the best of them on behalf of New Zealand. So just a real honour to have him racing out there at the moment.
And I think still the patron of Motorcycling New Zealand, which is pretty special.
Yeah, and his gallery down in Christchurch is truly world class. If you're into earlier Japanese motorcycles, this is definitely the creme de la creme of late 80s when the four-stroke started to come in the World Superbikes inauguration and that, and just some absolute masterpieces in there. So well worth the look if you are in the Garden City.
Kevin Goddard just stretching away now, over 2 seconds, the advantage between himself and Mark Robinson. So he's found his groove earlier on. Another man that probably raced these machines back in the day. In fact, he's probably owned one since they were brand new off the showroom floor.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Kev definitely would have had one of these when he was cutting his teeth in New Zealand motorcycling. He's been around for a while, the race supplies man, likeable man, all the way down into Dunedin. Double classing this weekend, so it'll be a slow drive home for Kev, I think, and the race supplies trailer there.
So the race leader's heading down out of the sweeper at the bottom end of the circuit and across the stripe. They'll come very shortly.
White flag out, 1 to go. So 1 lap to go, just a 4-lap sprint race here, and it is Kevin Goddard, Mark Robinson, Taran Ocean up into 3rd place, Neil Slater and Dan Jenkins. That's your top 5 at the moment. There's Mike Perro coming through 6th, 7th for Wayne Anstis, Brodie Jones up in 8th, Mark de Jong, one of our Australian visitors, he's in 9th, and Chris Malcolm as well on a 125, he's in 10th place. So both 125s, 250, there's a TZ 350 out there as well, so just something for everyone. If you do enjoy 250 and 125 Grand Prix machines, this is the class to keep your eyes on. Just absolutely brilliant, the sound, the smell and all of it. Seeing them crash starting their bikes down the dummy grid there just takes me back to Manfield in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, and this race brought to you by Shoei, and Shoei have got their brand new GT Air 2 helmet on display here at Hampton Downs for the Motorfest today. That is the latest offering from, well, back in the day, I mean, there was 2 helmets you wore if you raced, well, 3 I guess with AGV, but it was Bell, Shoei or AGV, and Shoei more than leading the way with technology and developments. These helmets, I had a look at one of these helmets just yesterday actually when they were setting up the display, and they are just a technological masterpiece.
Oh, there's a lot of research development gone into the life-saving technology in them. They're awesome lights, so it doesn't put strain on your neck, and just aerodynamic. So yeah, have a look at it. It's on display here at Motorfest out by the pavilion. There's a big Shoei display there, and have a look at some of the replicas, the Mark Marquez's and all that. The Shoei helmet display here at Motorfest is absolutely brilliant as we see Kevy Goddard coming up the hill. He's got a comfy lead. He will cross the line on his awesome TZ 250 and take the Shoei Grand Prix race 1 win. Well done to Kevy Goddard. And then the race for second is going to come down to the wire. That's going to be Taran Ocean that's going to get it done in the end. So Taran Ocean gets up over Mark Robinson, and then have a look for Neil Slater in their 4th place. Dan Jenkins, early whole shot man, he's back in 5th place now, and have a look at the living legend that is Mike Perro, big time sponsor and competitor, and the real legend. Mike Perro, he's just been pipped there by Brodie Jones, but still manages a good 7th place for Mike Perro, so brilliant stuff to have Mike on board with us.
So Kevin Goddard, not only the winner, but the fastest man on the track as well. It normally goes hand in hand. A 150.660 for the man from the South Island. Still racing to come here at the Motorfest, and of course, let's not forget about the